Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dylan, okay? Come on over. I'm the chunky cutie girly that loves sharing fashion tips, confidence tips, and just any tips so that everyone can just be on self-love island over here, right? And we're being nice to ourselves. Now, today we're doing something fun. I'm gonna teach you guys how to shop for your body, dress your body, identify your body shape. Like, let's talk about our bodies and let's talk about dressing ourselves for success, okay? It's not just about we're shaped like an apple and so I can't wear a tube top. Like, it's more than that. Let's help you guys get confident, step out on the town and feel a little sexy. Now, I know we're all super used to hourglass shape, pear shape, apple shape, rectangle shape. I don't know, what are the shapes? V shape. There's all these different shapes, all right? And we're supposed to be like listening and shapes and dressing this way because you're this shape and that way and that way. And like, sometimes that doesn't even work, all right? Sometimes you're apple shaped and you're wearing your apple shaped outfit and you're like, why do I still not look my cutest? First up, let's talk about like the overarching theme of like what we're looking for. We're looking for balance within our bodies, okay? Not within, without. What I mean by we're talking about balance is like when someone says something's flattering on you, usually what that means is balancing you out, all right? Society has told us everyone needs to have an hourglass and like that's where we're supposed to be. So when people say something looks flattering, usually what they're saying is it's emphasizing an hourglass-esque figure, right? So it doesn't always mean find the waist, which is something that I say a lot, mostly because that's my body shape. Like for something to look flattering on me, I need to make sure that I'm emphasizing my waist, because if I'm wearing something flat like this, you're not really seeing my waist as if I'm wearing something like this. But that doesn't go for every body shape. If you're more of an apple shape, which means you carry your weight kind of in here and up here, and then have very thin hips and thin legs, usually finding the waist is what you don't want to do. You want to wear more of like an open jacket, layers more, like keeping things not high-waisted on the tummy, whatever. But that's so many rules and it's just like, what are we doing? So anyway, here is my body, okay? We're using the exercise on this body right here, okay? This is what I have. This is what we're working with. So this is me. Ding! So as you can see, I have an hourglass shape, which means I'm pretty proportionate here to here. My shoulders to hip ratio, my breast to buttocks thigh ratio, and then I'm coming in right here. And during all my research, I was actually learning things about myself. So let's do a couple examples. Ready? Here we have example one of something that does not really work for me. Now, let's talk about it. With an hourglass figure, usually you want to stay away. This is something that I learned. Like I put this on and I was like, I don't know, it's kind of cute. I mean, my confidence, like I could get away with like doing anything, wearing anything, but it's if it's working or not. So I learned that something with a high neckline can make you look even more bustier, which is going to throw off your balance. The puffy sleeve of it all is also throwing me off. Then the puffy skirt, like there's a lot going in. I would need it to be super tapered in here, preferably with more of like a black belt, hiya, so it's kind of more defined on my waist, because right now I'm just lost. As opposed to this, with something like this, it's still kind of the same thing. We have a busy sleeve, but we only have one, all right? So it's not overwhelming me. Then, if you look, this is something I pay attention to when I'm shopping online, is draping and rouging and the way that the garment moves and would move with my body. That is something that we like to call, and by we, I mean the internet. I mean, I got so into reading this article because it was so interesting that I'm now going to teach you guys about style essence. Now, another reason why that dress, this bad Larry right here, versus this is working for me more than this did because of the style essence as well. We're gonna come back to that because my thoughts are all over the place, and we have to stick with flattering styling before we get into overall vibes of our overall style. You know what I mean? But like, get your pen and paper and stick with me because it's very interesting. I literally can't remember the last time I sat down and read an article or learned anything. Okay. Anyway, so when I'm shopping, especially online or in real life, this is what I'm looking out for. The boob bra situation. What will I have to wear as a bra? What will hold me up? What's gonna happen? Like, what's gonna happen day of? Same goes for like shapewear. Like, will I need to wear shapewear? Say something like this, all right? It's satin, so that means we could see belly button, belly lines. That means I would wanna wear shapewear, but this is the back. I wouldn't buy that, all right? I wouldn't even set myself up for failure. Next up, the length, all right? I'm a tall girl. I'm 5'8", okay? My height's in my torso. The length of my jeans is very important. It has to touch the ground. Like, it's very serious. Again, the draping and rouging of the garment itself. So let's look at this again, all right? I think I got distracted, probably. So this is actually a romper, and it has a piece of fabric right here that's really draping, making it look like it is a dress. But what that also does is it adds a little bit of extra fabric here by the lower stomach region. It's right here bringing in the waist. It's one with my body, okay? It's just like we're one. It's my style, it's my color scheme. Like, it matches me as a person. Like, that's the style essence vibe of it. Again, we're gonna talk about it. Sorry, I keep like hinting. Just to kind of go along with like draping and rouging, I also look just to see like the waist snatching aspect of it. Like, if I'm gonna buy a jean jacket, for my body type, I would wear a jean jacket more like this, that's cropped right here. So it's gonna make me look less boxy, as opposed to one more like this. Do we see what it's doing? Because one of the biggest points of my body is my hips, I don't want things that are just gonna naturally sit at my hips without pulling in my waist. Because then I just look boxier and bigger than I am. And here's something to kind of think about and touch upon. It's not the scariest thing in the whole wide world if something isn't flattering. I feel like I'm so far away. Should we sit down and talk about it? Okay, let's sit back and talk about it. It's not the scariest thing ever if something is not flattering. It's not the scariest thing ever if you just walk out in a big tee and some jeans that like aren't really working. Like, it's okay. This is more working on our confidence. And when we look in the mirror, what are we going to be like elated to be wearing? What are we going to be wearing that's going to make us elated to look in the mirror? You know what I mean? So if I'm walking out the door and I see my waist looking all snatched, I'm gonna be feeling myself walking out the door. But for some people, that would be horrifying. The idea of people seeing your snatched waist, like, you would be uncomfortable the whole night. You know, now that I'm sitting and I'm wearing this jean jacket, let's talk about the style essence. So I found this article. So when coming here today to help you guys style your bodies, I had to do a little research of my own. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of the times, styling and if something works for me, it comes naturally. Like, it's hard for me to explain something that kind of just comes naturally. I was looking at the different body types. I was looking at, you know, what works for this. And I found this article and there was a little piece and it said, body types and the body shapes, especially comparing them to fruits, is actually a very outdated like concept as a whole. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna link the article that I'm overviewing with you guys. I'm going to link the other article that I think is interesting. I'm also going to link each in-depth breakdown of each body type, which is still sticking with the fruit. So let's say you're pear-shaped, which means you have more of like a dunk and thighs versus like maybe the itty bitty bitty committee, you know what I'm saying? And So what it's gonna do is it completely breaks down what tops look good on you, what bottoms look good on you, what sleeves look good on you, what, like, literally everything, like every aspect of everything, what would look good. And by good, I mean flattering. And by flattering, I mean balanced, okay? So if you've got hips and thighs and bootay, then you're probably going to be adding a little bit more up here to bring back the balance so that you're looking a little less bottom heavy, so to speak. So at their very core, style essences or style identities are types of beauty or the natural lines and shapes of your face and body, but repeating in clothes. These are the designs that look harmonious on you because they complement your physical features and your type of body. I read this and I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I have brown eyes, so I should be wearing brown eye look. Like, I was like, I don't understand. Then I read into it and I just didn't give up. Now, it is something to note that it has nothing to do with your personality, okay? It's all about harmony between physical features. Okay, ready? This is what it was so interesting. Have you ever noticed that some people look effortlessly sexy in a tight dress and others look incredibly cool in skinny jeans and a leather jacket? Some people look fierce and other people look totally innocent. All of those descriptions are style essences. A person's style essence describes their looks or what kind of beauty they communicate. So it breaks it down into yin and yang. Now, again, I think this is so interesting. If you don't think this is interesting, I don't care, but I'm here to help you, okay? I just learned so that I could help you. So listen to my notes, sit down. Okay, sorry. I just felt like people were giving up on me. Okay, anyway. So the definition of yin and yang kind of like vary, but for the most part, yin is small, delicate, round, soft, gentle, flowing, graceful, youthful. Yang is large, angular, long, striking, dark, high contrast, strong and firm, dignified, powerful, sophisticated, poised. Got it? It brought up imagery of Beyonce as yin and Lady Gaga as yang. So Beyonce has very like soft, like round features. She has a very round body. And so it showed styles that look good on her. And then versus Lady Gaga, who has more of like, she has more defined lines on her face, more of like a harsher look. So when it comes to clothes, yin shapes are small and round, and clothing is like flowy, draped and lightweight to achieve movement. And then the yin colors are softer and lighter. Overall, it's more like gentle. Whereas yang clothing is like stiff and heavy. Straightness, there's colors that are brighter and darker. So it was saying like you boil down yin and yang and it's kind of like feminine to masculine in a sense. I'm gonna put this up right here. This is called the Kibbe system and it's a scale, yin to yang, and it's different like categories that you can kind of fit into. Now, if you don't fit into something, that's okay. It also brings this up. It literally brings up like Beyonce versus Marilyn Monroe, right? Beyonce is romantic, she's sexy, she's elegant, and Marilyn Monroe has that side to her, but she can also turn around and be cutesy patootsy. Whereas when Beyonce turns around to be cutesy patootsy, like it's not like the most cutesy patootsy little like, you know what I mean? Beyonce fans, please don't come for me. I literally love her. You see, so it was, Beyonce was in romantic, which is mature, sensual. Marilyn could also swing into like cute innocence. Anyway, so why I bring this up is because going back to this versus this, one could say that this is more of a yang-esque dress, that the essence of it also doesn't really go with me. It's not flattering me. And then also the vibe of it doesn't even match my vibe. Real quick, what I did want to break down is while we're going into this and we're learning, and people are probably going to say, well, again, yin is more feminine, yang is more masculine. Hold on, we're gonna read this. If we boil down the principle of yin and yang to its essence, it could be interpreted as femininity and masculinity. Sadly, owing the perceived beauty standards and expectations in some societies, having masculine characteristics as a woman is often equated with not being beautiful, and likewise in men. A lot of societies see femininity in a woman as equivalent to beauty. However, it's important to point out that no style theory based on the yin-yang principle is trying to reinforce this view. On the contrary, these theories try to show us that beauty can only be achieved through clothing that respects our natural features, which in turn creates a beautiful harmony. Note the difference. Neither is more beautiful than the other. Each is more beautiful in their own way. And therefore, be aware that the principles of yin and yang in all style theories are always laid out positively and never to be interpreted negatively. Yang does not mean manly and aggressive, but strong, poised, majestic, and dignified. Yin does not mean naive and weak, but gentle, mild, and delicate. Yang is powerful, yin is alluring. Both are incredibly beautiful. I don't know, was that kind of fun? Hopefully I put enough in here so that you can understand what the heck I was just talking about. But anyway, now to wrap this up, because I know we are having like the actual time of our lives, let's go through a couple more outfit combinations and we can talk about what is working and what is not working. Here is something that is not working that much for me. Let's talk about it. The high neck, we already talked about. It's gonna make my boobs look bigger and make me look more broad up here. And then because these jeans hit a little bit lower and they kind of lose their shape throughout, do you see how I'm kind of just like, I'm just there. I could manipulate, but we're not going to. Now let's see this. Something like this works a little better. There's definition right here, so it's drawing the eyes in, right? We're emphasizing more of like a delicate neckline, which is a little less like overwhelming on top. And the jeans are flattering. They're hitting right where the waist starts. And they're keeping their shape all the way through. Here we are with a sweater dress. Now we have a thick sweater dress that is going straight down. There is actually a little bit of a tapering to it. That's why I own it. This is something that's a little hard for me. I don't really own things that aren't flattering because why would I buy things that aren't flattering? You know what I mean? We're kind of just looking at the overall vibes, right? We're kind of learning with each other. So something I would do immediately is find the waist, all right? We're taking, look how immediately that is better. Now I'm showing you how this body shape and silhouette of a sweater dress is better for me, right? So the décolleté is more pointed, so it's adding a little bit more shape. It's hugging my body, so it's working with me and it's accentuating my curves. A little bit of a slit breaks up a dress and it breaks up the eye. And it's just a good vibe. Something that will always work for everyone. A wrap dress, okay? DVF, she made it, and the rest of the world ran with it, all right? Here's what it's gonna do. Doesn't matter what size shoulders you have, a neckline like this is gonna be very flattering. It's gonna emphasize the bust, and it's gonna hit you at a perfect place that's gonna elongate you. And the A-line of the skirt like this is going to bring you out so you're balanced and you look flattering. When I was talking about flattering, when I was talking about balance, this is a good tip to add. If you find that the bottom half of your body is thinner, you have less hips, buying stuff like an A-line that really go out on its own is something to look out for with dresses, with skirts, even with like a flared pant or more of like a wide leg pant, just balancing out the top and the bottom, you know? Now, although cute, this sweater is not really working for me. It's making me look heavier. It's making me look like it's wearing me. You know what I'm saying? But let's see how I would style these yellow pants. Real quick, I'm showing you the same thing with this jean jacket and this look. Do you see how it's hitting me and I'm losing my shape? Because look what's under here. Shape. What if I put something on more like this? It's hitting more at the waist, so I'm not losing the shape. I'm not losing the shirt. It's making the shirt and me the focal point. And just some warm arms, you know what I mean? Listen, let me know what more you need from me, okay? And that's not in a, what more do you need from me? Like, let me know what more you need from me. Do you want me to walk through all the different shapes and like find outfits for you guys? Do you want me to go more into the style lessons? Do you want me, like, what do you guys want? What are you thinking? Let me know if this was helpful, if me trying out things in for your eyes helps a little bit. And I would say step one, stand in the mirror, give yourself a good look, all right? Give yourself a once over and don't be mean to yourself. If you're mean to yourself in that mirror, I will know. Listen, I'm like Bloody Mary, all right? I can sense when you're talking badly about yourself in the mirror and I'm gonna come out and get you. Again, this is all about being kind to yourself and just like knowing yourself, you know? Look in the mirror, see where you lie on the yin and yang scale, all right? Just kind of like dive into where you are right now and where you wanna be, you know? Take a look at your wardrobe. I'm now looking at my wardrobe based on literally what I just learned and regurgitated to you. All the articles are linked below. My TikTok's linked below. I post every single day, confidence, fashion, everything good. Follow me on Instagram. Let's be the bestest friends in the whole wide world. And I love you. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some empathy. Okay, bye.